I am a Nintendo fanboy through and through. I have fought against Ganondorf for the sake of Hyrule many times. I have saved Princess Peach. I have caught thousands of Pokemon. I have raced in so many Mario circuits and cups, it's almost embarrassing. I think I can say without a doubt Nintendo has played an integral part in my life. While I remember many of their games being chapters of my childhood, a special few are stuck to the forefront of my brain. That being the Paper Mario series, an ingenious twist on the Mario format, adding RPG elements into the mix. I never enjoyed the traditional Mario experience as much as these games. Even with Super Mario 64, I only collected a couple stars. This is extremely out of character for me, but for one, I never actually owned Super Mario 64. I never even had a Nintendo 64 at all, but I did have a GameCube, and I had Super Mario Sunshine, which I did enjoy. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is probably my most favorite game of all time. It is so perfect and enjoyable that I have played that game over a dozen times, and still can't find any flaws with it. From the story it tells to the partners you get, it's an incredible and epic journey. After that, the Paper Mario series began to fall off. While they had their charm and funny moments, there was something so spectacular in The Thousand Year Door, and the games that came before it, the games that inspired this RPG format. Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64, the number one entry in this Paper Mario series, was certainly to blame for this magic-made sequel, but what was the true predecessor, the first, the numero uno of the Mario RPG experience? Super Mario RPG. I will be the first to admit, I never actually played this much as a kid. I had my hands full with 7th Saga. That was my RPG of choice, but people like my mom and dad were enthralled by this game, and I can see why. If you like this type of content, make sure to Goomba that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get into it. I've played Super Mario RPG the original a few times here and there, but the remake, when this came out, I was in love. Worlds Reimagined, this thing swept right into my alley. I absolutely love the breathtaking visuals and sounds they added, bringing a whole new meaning and breathing life into cutscenes that it had. And while playing it, you can see that this game was what truly inspired the Paper Mario series. You had the party of Nintendo characters, the stars, and the RPG elements were there. I think when I was a kid, it was impossible to get the hang of action triggers, and it made me not that interested. It's still something that I struggle with nowadays. For the life of me, I could not figure out how the timing on Mauler's triggers for Thunderbolt worked. I had to look that shit up, and a guy from 2008 had to tell me what I was doing wrong. I will say the action triggers have improved immensely in this game because of the vibration feedback from the Switch controllers. But for my first 2 or 3 hours, I was using a GameCube controller with no vibration controls, which made this all a lot harder for me. Once I got past all that and experienced what Super Mario RPG had to offer, I was hooked. A small RPG filled to the brim with secrets and fun. I will admit, I wasn't a fan of the constant minigames they shoved at you, and frog coins seemed like more of an inconvenience than they were meant to be, but the core gameplay, the action triggers, and the RPG elements is what I'm here for. Triple moves, equipment, and accessories all hooked me in, and I was there to stay. It's sad that the game was so short, but that also made it incredibly easy to enjoy. It's not an RPG meant to last for weeks. You get a few hours with it, and that's it. A fleeting experience that is short but enjoyable. Even the bosses feel impressive sometimes. I have to say the bosses were easy work, especially in the beginning, but in the end they took a turn and took multiple tries to defeat. I was straight up white knuckling it when it came down to Smithy and his castle of goons. It felt that much more impressive when I managed to beat him, like I had to work for that reward. With all that being said, now it's time for my gripes. It's 2023 and it's a remake, yet we still have Nintendo games stuttering on the Switch. I mean, something's gotta give. This game feels as about lightweight as it possibly could be. It's a remake from the Super Nintendo era, for Christ's sake, and the performance is still shit. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm being too harsh, but I don't think I am. I've spent too long catering to Nintendo and excusing everything these days, but no more, man. I love the Switch, but it gets mocked day in and day out for their performance. Look, I'm not looking for 8K graphics from Nintendo. That's not what I want. I just want them to put the same quality they put into games like Tears of the Kingdom to be put into everything, including performance. Why is it that I can play Tears of the Kingdom with ridiculous builds, but yet when I play a SNES remake, my game suffers and skips frames and stutters? Super Mario RPG the remake is an enchanting experience. From characters it brings to your doorstep, to the additional content now included in the post-game, there was a lot of love poured into the game that started it all for Mario RPG. I don't think we would have action commands, Paper Mario, or anything from that entire franchise as a whole. Super Mario RPG is something that shaped the Mario landscape as a whole, and introduced this whole beautiful line of games, and it has cemented itself as the introduction that started it all. It's crazy to even think that Square Enix ever touched a Mario character in the first place, and at that time it was just Square, before the merger even happened, that decided to co-produce with Nintendo. You can definitely tell by the Final Fantasy vibes you get when you play this game, with odd random enemies and throwaway characters it introduces. Rant over, video essay officially done, completed, and finished. There's not that much to say about a game like this in the end. I could be hypercritical or extremely adoring, but in the end, it's just a solid RPG that started a whole franchise, made by 2 awesome companies, that I wish they just poured a bit more into its performance for. With that being said, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to Gino blast that subscribe button. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
everything.